Alright, I know this song hot like a pepper, and all you want to hear the old song, you gotta download it for yourself because we running late. As you see the PRO walk through the door, what's the time? 10 past 9. The PRO walk through the door 10 past 9 for 9 o'clock live. And what's more, is tonight is being her show Frontline. So she was supposed to be on since 8 o'clock. So she ran late. Ladies, say good evening.
Good evening, everybody.
You got it?
Janice, pull in a little more.
As they won't believe I'm here, actually
Yeah.
here. Good night, everybody. Philip has to remember, I came in on a 4 o'clock this morning flight, so I was home sleeping.
So you're blaming
so
jet
they
lag?
woke me.
You're blaming jet lag?
No,
Yes.
I think I literally woke up this evening when I called and told her to come and do the
I
show.
was sleeping.
Yeah? Well, you all know that the situation with these live videos, we don't have the facilities yet with cameras and all that drama, so we're going to just work with what we have, and that is me being able to pan the camera for you to see and talk to. And you could tell us on this feed here what the audio is like. We're monitoring you on Facebook as well. So you could tell us what the feed is like and if you're getting audio and all that drama. Anthony Defoe's supposed to be on his way, as is Richard Blaze. I ain't know where we fit in everybody. I guess you gotta put chairs on the other side of the table because we're inside the office and we're getting ready for tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock. We're meeting here, all the peppers gathering here at PEP headquarters, and we're going from here to the Prime Minister's office, a sea of orange, red, white, and black. If you have not yet made up your mind, I just had a conversation with a very wealthy businessman. While I was waiting to come on the live, I had a conversation with a very wealthy, successful businessman who telling me, Philip, my heart breaking to be looking at other countries to leave Trinidad and go to. This is a man who has hundreds of millions of dollars invested in this country. When he wrap up and go, plenty people unemployed. So all the 1% talk, some of the people talking, and I want to say this again, and I want to say this again. It's too easy in Trinidad to be racist. It's too easy to be racist, and some of the people who cry foul for the slightest assumptions of racism are usually the people most likely to be racist. And we are very racist against minorities in this country, and that bullshit has to stop. You see the Syrian bashing and the Chinese bashing? I want to tell you something. They have criminals in this country of every hue and class. Black, white, red, green, every shade in between. Stop the bullshit of thinking that the 1% is Syrians alone. And to the Syrian community, I am telling you again, because I don't want to call people name and put them on the spot. A lot of people live private lives. But I'm a half Syrian, and I have plenty friends and family who are Syrian, who are Chinese, who are Afro-Trini, who are Indo-Trini. We have to stop the bullshit. Now, there is a 1% in this country that controls a large portion of this country's money. Your prime minister just slipped and admit it, that there are people sitting on plenty money. Now, he said they're timid, which was an insult. It's not that they're timid. It's that the economic climate in Trinidad and Tobago is not set up for development where people-centered development is concerned. We live in a nation where the entire economy is built on plunder. And if you're sitting at the top, you don't care that the ship you are plundering could sink. And it is that bullshit that always seems to amaze me. But anyway, what this gentleman was just telling me on the phone is, a lot of people do not understand the downstream effects of the closure of Petrotrin. $22 billion in salaries. You're not understanding what's going to happen in this country when, and listen, Petrotrin needs right sizing, trimming of the fat. And you know where you're going to start? All of Kamala's appointees, all of Manning's appointees, all of Pandey's appointees, even Keith Rowley's appointees. Fire all of them. You see all the political appointees that have title and no responsibility? Fire them. Trinidad and Tobago has companies that is pregnant with political appointees. This one half child and that one outside child. And I mean, look at what we just witnessed that took place with Maxi Coffee. I am told that Maxi Coffee's son is married to Keith Rowley's daughter. I have no way of knowing that. But I know that Keith Rowley did not have the authority to take $3 million out of the treasury and spend it on Maxi Coffee's illness. And I know Maxi Coffee did not have the right under law to receive that money. So those are two acts of criminal activity. Your Prime Minister and a member of Parliament who is still drawing a ministerial salary who can't function as either. This is a mad country, and we are not going to fix it until all of us, we the people of Trinidad and Tobago, stand up and demand better. But let me include these lovely ladies in the conversation, because the real purpose of tonight's video is to remind you of your responsibility and give you a call to action to join us tomorrow. Pass you on to Felicia.
Good evening, everybody. Philip, it's a real pleasure to be on your live video. I mean, speaking to your audience, etc. Today, I told my boss that I will not be in. I asked for the day off tomorrow because I work in the private sector. And as much as, you know, I want to be there tomorrow, I want to do the right thing by, you know, I asked my permission, and I am going to be there tomorrow, marching, walking peacefully alongside all my peppers, everybody who's coming out to support us real close though.
Yeah, but it has to be for them to get the correct audio.
They're getting really good audio.
There's buff you when they can't hear.
I will see when they're buffing.
Right.
Right, just back up a little bit.
They just buff.
Yeah.
You never see them? Audio.
I was actually telling one of my colleagues, you know, I was telling her that I'm going to be off tomorrow to attend this walk to the Prime Minister's office. Remember the first time I ever did a walk, it was for the Shannon Banfield. I remember being very timid, being very shy of being caught on camera, and now 3, 4, 5 protests later, I want to be on camera. I want the country to know that I, Felicia Holder, Felicia Melanie Liana Holder, want to stand up, that I
want to use every name she could find.
She used every name, FMLH. I want to stand up, and I want to be an example for other young people like myself who feel like there is no hope in the country. And the same colleague, she actually asked me, you know, what do you think that your voice is going to do? I said, if all 1.3 million of us thought like that, then nothing will ever happen. And the fact that I'm willing to stand up, to put myself out there, to add my voice to the conversation is something that I'm very proud of, and I'm encouraging everybody who is going to be coming tomorrow to do the same. Who is on the fence about coming tomorrow, I want you to realize that your voice added to the other voices there
is the difference.
Is the difference.
Absolutely.
Stop waiting for
Could
other
make the
people.
difference. You're
Stop
correct.
waiting for other people to stand up. Stop saying, well, you know, what will happen, who going to be there. Don't study who's there. I watched Philip do a one-man protest and people bash him about it, but you know what? He was one man who was willing to stand up and say enough of the bullshit. And I'm so disappointed that not more people in Trinidad and Tobago want to add their voice to the convo. And I wanted to say something tonight. Tomorrow morning, everything that is going to go wrong, that could go wrong, is going to go wrong. You're going to wake up, your transportation cancelled, your child sick, another sinkhole in the road, no public transportation, traffic for miles. And I want to tell you, do not let anything deter you from being here tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be the difference that we need in this country.
That's the democracy.
And
That is how democracy works. And Trinidadians have to understand, the day we get that, the day we understand that our rights, our role, and our responsibility to democracy is to stand up when things are not going right, is what will make things go right.
Exactly. I want you guys, listen, if you have to go to sleep at now after this live video and wake up 4 o'clock
Turn
in
me
the
off now
morning.
and go and sleep.
Listen.
If you're coming already, your mind and makeup, turn this off and go in your bed.
Exactly.
Pee and go in your bed.
Pee and go in your bed, because we want you there tomorrow. Today, and I will say this on air, we actually had a little challenge with getting the police approval, and the same thing with Belmont. I was fortunate to have, as a colleague now, I will call this woman my knight in shining armor now, Superintendent Hodge Griffin, and I say big up to you again, because for the Belmont meeting, you came through for us, you got us permission to block the road.
Put on blast, they go tell you she's a pepper.
No, she's
they go
not.
say she joined the
Listen,
PAP.
she's not a pepper.
I think we're going to make you the Minister of National Security when we get in the government. You seem to know how to work well with the police. And Griffiths, Hodge Griffith, and maybe we can introduce you to Gary Griffith as well.
Oh yeah, I just realized both of them are
The
good friends.
commissioner, you could meet
No,
the
no, no.
commissioner.
Listen, this woman, she gave me some fire on the phone, and she said, "Listen, what you're planning to do, I want to make sure it's going to be safe." I said, "Listen, the Progressive Empowerment Party, we're not here to pell bottle, and
No, that's
we
not
want to
us.
march
We
peacefully,
legal, lawful, and law.
be lawful." And I told her, she asked, why did we ask for permission if we're doing a peaceful walk? I said, "Ma'am, we just want to be on the right side."
So
of
we
the
didn't
law.
have to ask for permission.
We didn't have to ask permission apparently, but it was good that we did because we're now getting police escort to
Well,
make
that's
sure.
excellent. Janice, you have anything to add to
Perfect.
this?
Yeah,
Gail?
I agree.
Hi, good night, everyone. I just would like to say that tomorrow march is very, very important. On the way home very early this morning, I was having a conversation with two male relatives, and the conversation came up about having a march, and I mentioned to them, I said, it is time for the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago to stand up, to say enough is enough. We have been taking too much for too long without letting our voices be heard, about letting the government, past and present, know about how we feel about how the country is being run. Now is the time. We cannot wait until we get to be like Venezuela or Haiti or any of the other countries that are having these kinds of issues. Then you know what? It's just pack up and leave, because it will be too late. We're not going to be able to get out there, as well as the doors that are currently open for immigrants will be closed. So guess what?
Because all of a sudden Trinidadians will be refugees.
That's correct.
Look how they're treating the Venezuelan people now. They're closing borders to them. Brazil just deployed the army to the Venezuelan-Brazilian border so that Venezuelans cannot cross. Venezuelans are now being treated like refugees that
That's
impacted
right.
2.3 million Venezuelans have left at last count.
Right.
So I understand what you're saying. That's a correct point, that Trinidadians will lose all self-respect.
Correct. And, not only that, we have to also look at how we are going to be getting the revenue to pay the bills of the country. One thing I want to mention, because I said I was going to do this. I came in on a flight at 4:15 this morning. Now, the Minister of National Security, the previous one, Minister Dillon at the time, mentioned that he had spent all this money on the machines that you can go to, put your passport in.
The passport readers.
The passport readers. Now, I went through the process in Canada, which was great, and the system works well. But I was expecting to go to the passport readers when I came in. Instead, there was a man blocking the entrance to where the machines were placed and motioning us to go in the line. And there were at least about 2 to 3 immigration officers, but they were placed for like visitors, diplomats, and CARICOM residents. And I'm thinking, but what is the point of having spent all that money to be now directing passengers to the officers? And it was an early flight. It is not to say I had 3-4 flights on the ground, but to me, what is the point? Because the whole idea as well is for them to be able to capture information on travelers in a database sitting somewhere. And if at this time of the morning they're not doing it, then the whole purpose of the exercise of having those machines is null and void. We're just wasting time. Is it just another stunt? So it makes you wonder. And I went to Canada. Let me tell you something. Right now, I can move to Canada. I had a great time. The place was clean. I mean, the people obeyed the traffic laws. Food was relatively cheap. I am telling you, Canada is the place to go. And right now, just a minute. What I'm saying is, if we as a people do not stand up now and say enough is enough and start letting our voices be heard, then what is the alternative? Because at the end of the day, Trinidad is going to become like Venezuela. And I have no intentions of staying here and having to live like the people in Venezuela. I'm just not going to do it. right? So now is the
I
time
just
for
wanna
people
ask you
to
one question.
stand up and
I just
get
wanna
up
ask
and
you
say
one
something.
question. How do they justify? It's 2005 Pandey built this Piarco Airport. When was it built?
No,
I can't-
2005 was the last elections.
No, sorry. Like, no.
No, not 2005.
No,
Oh, 2005.
2005.
You're correct,
We
you're
have
correct.
that new airport
2005.
over 15 years. And we still, fully automated, we still don't have machine readable passport readers. We don't have the passport readers. So that when people come off the plane, it's chaos. And you heard them like pigs before immigration.
Well,
That's
right,
bad,
but they
man.
have the machines there in a corner, sitting down, doing nothing, and you're being told, go in the line. And I'm saying, but why go in the line? When the machines are sitting down there, and the purpose is for us to be able to do what we have to do, and then just walk out. So, what's the point? So we spent money again for nothing?
Listen, Trinidad and Tobago, the conversations we have in here is the conversations we have to be having every single day of life. Stop having the conversations, how it go fix, who will fix it, how you do it, all this foolishness. We have to stop that nonsense. That's not helping anybody. What is helping Trinidad and Tobago is you raising your voice. You see what's going on now? That all the people are talking about Petrotrin, and the government and the opposition have to stand up and talk and give answers to the people. All of a sudden the opposition wake up. They've been comatose and sleeping for how long? How long? But even that is not the point. The point is, we the people of Trinidad and Tobago have to start to get accustomed to standing up and speaking out, and not just for the bullshit. Stand up and speak out for the important matters. Stand up and speak out. What Jan is talking about today is only so long you could put up with that kind of foolishness as government service. I think Felicia want to say something.
Actually, no, I was just telling Janice to take off her Wi-Fi because the
All right, well, listen.
We have
Guess
a
who's
guest
here?
with us.
Trinidad!
You why?
Yes, the old Skettle Reach. That's right. That is right. That is right. And a vex as a Trinidadian, a vex. A real vex. Only a real vex, boy. This whole Petrotrin business is madness. Trinidad. It's two main legs we had. One was in sugar and one is in oil. They cut off the sugar foot. And now they're trying to cut off the oil foot. Listen, it can't work so. It can't work so. I am pleading Trinidad and Tobago. Everybody come out tomorrow. Hear what I am saying. This is our opportunity for the present day administration to have a clear idea as to what the citizens of this country, it doesn't matter, watch me, who you support. It don't matter. You listen, yes, support the PEP. But what I am saying is, the people who want to still run down yellow and still want to run down red, my point at the end of the day, listen, this is a national issue. And full stop. Is every citizen in this country which will suffer some way, form or fashion. You see?
Wait, tell ya!
You see what's going on here? We vex. Come out, Trinidad. Tomorrow, come out. Come in the shot.
Wait, tell ya! Madness! They are accustomed to music on my line radio. They had again.
Yes. Bet in here, this is madness. 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 Yeah. Yeah.
Where we going? Same time. Same time. Same time. This is madness, people. Madness. We have got enough is enough.
Wheel and come back.
Yeah, we don't come back.
It's not my normal system and my normal setup. I custom to my normal system and my normal setup. Only lucky you only get 2 tunes.
Where's Richard Blaze? Did he duck us tonight?
Oh, damn.
I'm gonna call him.
Trinidad and Tobago, listen, we out here tonight to just remind you, and we're using the live feed tonight, and we're using the live video tonight to remind Trinidad and Tobago. And please, those of you stand firm for Trinidad and Tobago, stand up and stand firm. Janice, PRO, talk to them. I need some more, sir.
Yeah, so we're looking out to see all our PEP members and those who are watching, 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, to come down and let us come in your PEP t-shirts or an orange top, a shirt, a pants, something orange, and take that walk with us to the Prime Minister's office, just around the corner. So we look forward to
It's
seeing
a
all
10-minute
of you.
walk, you know.
I know it's a
I did
10-minute walk.
I did it this week, and I
Yes.
did a video doing it.
So
That's
please,
50 people.
we have got to make our voices be heard. Trinidad, if we don't do something, I'm telling you all, we are going to be in deep, dark waters. And a lot of people are going to be crying and gnashing their teeth.
Wailing and gnashing.
Nailing and gnashing their teeth, that's right. And a lot of people are going to be out of jobs. 1,700 people out of jobs. That's a lot of people.
No, it starts at 17, you know, but when 1,700 people get taken out of the community at one time, when 1,700 people who were there for breakfast, lunch, dinner, stopping to buy gas and newspaper
Correct.
and pack a cigarette and whatever, when you take that out of the community, the actual community businesses that used to supply them, they now close down and their employees get
Correct,
fired.
yes.
And it is a follow-on dominoes.
Yeah. But even before I left on my trip, I remember being in Massey's stores in West Moorings, and there was this lady buying cheese and sausages and stuff like that. And she was busy calling out a lot of stuff, you know. And then when the lady said, oh, by the way, you know, that's going to cost you X amount of dollars, she says, what? But only about a week ago I was paying X amount. And the woman looked at her and said, no, things have gone up.
Who's
I'm
tracking
sorry.
inflation in this country?
I don't know.
Who's supposed to be tracking inflation?
I don't think there's anybody tracking
But the
inflation.
Legal Affairs Ministry closed down since the earthquake. You can't get nothing at Legal Affairs.
Okay.
When I did the protest outside the Parliament, this guy came up and he said he came up from South to go to the Legal Affairs Ministry, and they tell him they close indefinitely.
Oh my goodness. I wonder why.
So that is who's
Why?
supposed to be, because the prices committee supposed to be inside of there. Who's supposed to be tracking things like that.
Right. You know, so prices have already started going up again. Once they close down the refinery and they take off all the subsidies for diesel and all the rest of it, gas is going to go up again. And of course, Mr. Mbut is going to say, well, not my fault this time. I didn't send it up. So, and of course it has a ripple effect. So gas goes up, transportation goes up, food goes up. I mean, everything goes up again. And how are we going to live? Salaries are not going up. So what are we going to do? We have got to say, you know what? Time to take action. Time for me to let my voice be heard, and let me go and do my 10-minute walk, stand up outside the Prime Minister's office and let him know, hey, this is
is
me.
not
This
acceptable.
is me. I am
is
not
not
prepared to
acceptable.
accept what you all are doing to this country because it's affecting me and my family. So therefore,
1,000 people dead, murdered in the last 2 years. This girl, Lee Pollinaire, missing. Look at what's going on with that. Lee Pollinaire is missing, kidnapped.
Right.
We have kidnapping for ransom start back.
Oh Lord, yes.
That is insanity. Families sitting at home tonight in terror.
Heron, that was how. Who was that we heard? That was terrible.
Different
Listen,
people,
hearing that.
different people. And you know what? We use an elite squad to find Coleman Burt's son phone. Why the elite squad can't go and find this girl? And I'm saying that facetiously. But I'm upset. The country is run like a breakdown parlor. It is not run like the third wealthiest nation in the Western Hemisphere. It's not run like a country that has the potential to be first world and developed since the 80s. Trinidad and Tobago came into being at the same time as countries like Singapore. Look at where Singapore is today. When people say that we had Dubai money, Trinidadians don't understand what that means, you know.
No, they don't.
If Trinidadians understood the amount that was stolen from them, I mean, we tell people that 1 million seconds is 11 days. 1 billion seconds is 35 years. We've lost the equivalent of 93,000 years worth of money. If we were spending $1 a second since August 31st, 1962, every second spend $1. We've spent $1 93,000 years into the future. That's how much money passed through this country. 2,000 years ago, Christ was still here. 5,000 years ago, there was pyramids now starting to build. 20,000 years ago, humans now stand up. 93,000 years into the future, we spend money for. And I try to point in a way so people understand the context. We could have had, I mean, what we spend on national security, the country of Panama spent to double the capacity of the Panama Canal. The most important shipping channel in the world. When I tell people, I had a conversation with a gentleman today. He's an international hotelier. And he and I were talking about Trinidad and the things that have missed us. Because we talk so much shit in this country. We focus on so much nonsense. We get caught up in the thick of thin things and we don't know what's past us. All this bullshit that's going on with the Galleons Passage, just that should have fired this government.
Exactly.
Just that should have fired this government.
Numbers, you remember you showed the numbers?
Just that should have fired this government. You did not elect a prime minister to be a dictator. Keith Rowley does not have the authority to go and make a secret gas deal with Maduro. That is bullshit. That should have fired this prime minister. Trinidadians do not understand because we get caught up in black and Indian. Whoever you move Rowley and put who? Kamala? Why would we advocate for Kamala? We advocating for real change.
Yeah.
That there are people in this country, I tell people they leave. Look at Ola Tunji. Ola gone. Ola gone. Ola gone. When they finish with him on that show, what show it is? X Factor. Yeah. When they finish with Ola done. Ola gone. Yes. Onika Maraj left. She became Nicki Minaj. She gone. We have a Ministry of Sport. Listen, Trinidad has produced the most, there was a time when Trinidad had the fastest runner in the world, the most expensive footballer on the planet, the #1 cricketer in the world. Trinidad produced one of the best netball teams the world has ever seen. We ended up in a Jean Pay complex at a national stadium because of Jean Pay. Because of the performance of that team. We beat the world. This country, for sports, punches way beyond its weight class. And talking about that, we had Claude Noel and Tiger Stewart. One of them ended up in jail, breaking into house and thieving. Hazley Crawford, bank went and take away the man's house. We are a country who have no idea who we are, what we are, where we going, what we doing. So we just get caught up in bullshit. It is too easy for them to bullshit us. When I watched the video of this gargoyle called Imbert telling the IMF how he raised the price of oil 15%, and then he realized he ain't raising enough, he raised it the next 15, and them ain't riot yet. I feel when I go back, I go rest. It's like he talk like massa. When I go back there, I go rest on them again.
Try to raise my pressure right now.
No, but I want to come back to sport. I want to come back to sport because, and again, to the media that fail in this country, that not touching base on this. Watch me. Shamfa Cudjoe knows nothing about sport. Right. She said so. Shamfa was appointed Minister of Sport and said, well, I used to jump around and run around when I was a child. That was her answer. That's what she know about sport. We have Shaka Hislop, who the world knows as ESPN. We have Atto Boldon, who just took this little girl from Jamaica, Brianna was last name, and make her the youngest, fastest woman in the world. Atto Boldon is known worldwide, NBC. Michael Phillips, that created this cycling on the avenue that is now on the world calendar. All the international cyclists want to come and take part in that every year. Ian Gooden, who's doing the Rainbow Triathlon. These are real athletes that we have. Brian Chin Leong trained more martial artists than anybody. We have these people. You trying to tell me you couldn't put 5 of them together and say, tell me where we going with sports. Y'all are the professionals. Tell me where we going with sports. This gentleman I spoke to today, this international hotelier, he said, if Trinidadians had a clue what Tobago really worth, we would fire governments back to independence. Tobago is known worldwide as an undiscovered diamond. Tobago as a tourism destination, if it were developed, could destroy Bermuda and Hawaii. Tobago has things Virgin Islands don't have. Tobago has things the rest of the tourist trap, Bora Bora, places that people go across the world, travel for 15 hours to get to. We have better in Tobago. No other country, territory, island, continent, nothing in the world have a nylon pool. We had the largest brain coral on planet Earth and we kill it. We are raping the Aripo forest that has flora and fauna undiscovered nowhere else on the world. The Environmental Management Authority was set up. He said, listen, he said, forget sun, sea, and sand. You all have ecotourism here that could mine this country. And when you talk to other people, you talk to people in industry, and we talk about the value of the bitumen that comes out of the pitch lake. And 10 years from now, that pitch lake alone, inexhaustible. Nobody else have. Everybody else have oil. Guyana is said to have 10 times the oil we have. But Guyana don't have a pitch lake. We have the largest inexhaustible pitch lake in the world. That alone could mine half the Caribbean. And you know who taking advantage of it? Those who controlling the purse strings right now. And we don't even know. And Trinidadians caught up in foolishness. This country, people suffering and killing one another, kidnapping one another, looking to get a gun and jump a fence and hold up people and rob them because they have no opportunities. We have nothing. We don't have a ministry. Our Minister of Education is a dumb post. He's a jackass. He has no idea. He has no clue. We're not even trying to line up the job necessities and the career development of the country with our education system. So we dump our children after SEA and tell them wherever they teach you, that's what you're here to learn, brother. And they come out, half of them functionally literate. The other half reach out, 15 and 16 years old, and they have no clue. I get 5, 6, 7, 8, wherever. But you still have no idea where you're going with your life and what you're going to do with it. But you have children in this country that are so incredibly brilliant that they could be fast-tracked into careers like it's done in the world. They have children who go into medical school in the States at 14, you know. I tell you, all of this is a reality. We undervalue and underdevelop this country.
But that is deliberately being done. That is deliberately being done.
John, that's being done because people just want to steal.
Well, all right.
And we keep voting charlatans and posers and things.
Correct. We need to really go. Also, people need to be informed. They need to be educated. They need to start looking.
Is that their responsibility though? At what point are the people of Morva, Beetham, Laventille and Silots supposed to use the phone in their hand that gives them access to the world?
All the information.
And to ask and say, how the hell I living in such squalid shit in a country where if the country was run properly, I would be a natural millionaire.
Correct. Or get access to all the various things that are first world. And not have to be putting up with failed hospitals.
You take it out of my head. You just went through a health scare and you dealt with it.
Yes.
Look at what the poor people, the vast majority, 800,000-900,000 of our people have to put up with. Public health in this country
is the worst. My mother had a second stroke about a week or two ago, and she went to the general hospital. Now, I must say they were very good in terms of making sure she got her brain scanned, but after that, she couldn't even get a glass of water to drink.
It is mismanaged.
She couldn't get a glass of water to drink.
It is an insult to public health. When we look at what takes place, I want to tell you this, if you were to look at what the 1% has as medical insurance, they pay about $2,500, $3,000 a year for that. That's a lot of money. For you to put out $3,000 for your health insurance.
Yeah.
But if you get sick and you just walk in any West Shore, St. Clair, and you flash that card, royal treatment. And if they can't fix it here, they're all included in that. put you on a jet
and
take you away, right?
That's
$3,000.
That's
Tell
right.
me this. We're spending over $5 billion a year on public health to provide this shit for the people. Do you know that if you gave every Trinidadian a card like that 1% card and you pay for it, it costs us $3 billion? We save money.
That's right.
We would save money.
Yes. Very true. Very true. We need to really stand up and get our act together. I'm sorry. We just have to do it.
Come for this, you know all your fans want to hear you. Your fans want to hear. No, once it reached like this and the crosstalk get like this, she's get timid.
I get timid.
No.
No, seriously, Janice is talking and I'm just thinking about what it feels like waking up every day as a young female Trinbagonian woman and just every day going to sleep feeling that level of frustration because you get up, you get ready for work, you drive traffic beyond comprehension because I can't understand why we have so much traffic to this date.
We have all that traffic because we've built the country foolishly where 250,000 people have to come into Port of Spain in the morning and come back out in the evening. That is the madness, the entire country. And when Patrick Manning was told that you're building all those government campuses and the waterfront and all of that, build it in the center of the island, they start to talk about lagoon and racism. So they win the battle and lose the war. The children growing up in the backseat of a car.
Exactly. So you sit down in the traffic, you go to work, you work a job that you come out of school and I mean, you're happy to have a job, but a lot of people my age now, I posted yesterday that it feels so frustrating to be living in a country where living at a time where you don't even want to be in your home country because at one point it's just like you have a job and the career opportunities are dwindling or almost non-existent.
Or you could say that you could go and make sandwich in Subway.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what you... And I look at... This is not about comparing...
You could get your master's in dinner box at KFC University. Go and get your master's in dinner box.
This is not about comparing myself or anything, but my best friend, my best friend now, she left when she was right after school. She went to college away and I mean, I look at both of us. Both of us went to St. Augustine Girls High School. Both of us had the same opportunities. Both of us grew up in the same middle income house. Yet the opportunities that she had abroad were obviously much greater and she had more of a chance to do what she wanted, to get into a career that actually made her happy. Not saying that I'm not happy for the opportunities that I have been given, but people my age...
Do you think that the potential that you had, and be honest?
No, I don't. Philip, no. You know, I complain about this all the time. I complain about the fact that I'm working a job and...
You're literally punching a clock.
You're literally punching a clock. And then when you're finished, you jump back into your car. Or no, not before you go and pay for an overpriced lunch because things are just so expensive. You jump into your car. You drive down in a nation that has petrochemicals and all of that. You pay a steep price at the pump because like Com said, they raise gas once, twice, we in riot, so they raise it again. And you go home, you face the traffic again. Recreational activities are far, almost non-existent.
Entertainment
again.
in this country is drunk and been over.
Yeah, if you're not drinking by the bar, you're not smoking, you're basically nothing to do. And you end the day just replaying everything in this country that has frustrated you, that has just killed your spirit a little bit more, and it just makes what I do in
that's
TV
what they want.
all the more relevant.
You see, that's what they want. They want you just functional. They want you as labor and consumer.
And
you must work for exactly enough money that you don't get uppity with yourself and think that you're entitled to tell them what they're supposed to do. You just supposed to have just enough that you're frustrated just enough, that you're eating just enough, that you don't risk the work. Because plenty of people afraid to risk the work because they can't afford to lose it. You don't have enough to save. I talking to a young lady, I know her a long time. She is a senior manager in a supermarket and she has been working there 8 years now, taking care of the needs of her family, but she has zero savings. Because every time you get a little bit put aside in some tin, some bank account somewhere, something happens. We don't have rainy day money in Trinidad and Tobago.
No, we don't.
All our savings is rainy day money. Because your child is sick, and you could go and put your child to sit down on a piss-soaked mattress in the Port of Spain General Hospital, or the love in your heart make you take. And when you walk in St. Clair Medical Center, your heart could be busting in your chest. Pay your deposit, you know.
Yep.
Pay your deposit dead right there. And that's the reality. That is the gruesome, macabre reality of this country. And Tony, our mission. Forget all the people who's come and join PEP and want to tell us our job is to rub people's ears and kiss their forehead. Our job is to shake people awake. Trinidadians have to know that they're being molested politically. Trinidadians have to know what is going on.
Yes. You hear what the man say? Trinidad and Tobago. We need to wake up. Listen now, man. And it's real. It is beyond real. And we keep saying it. Listen, Trinidad, tomorrow, we need the support. We need your support. You is the gasoline for us. And hear me clear, you, the people, is who we have taken this responsibility for. And we need your support. It's not talk.
They think we're going and march for OWTU workers. But they don't understand that after Petrotrin shuts down, the 40,000 barrels of oil a day that we used to process here into gas and diesel, we now have to import gas and diesel at a higher price.
Yes.
That gas and diesel that we imported at a higher price
You listening?
is going to increase the price of everything else.
You
in the
listening?
country.
That's right.
Everything that moves in a truck, everything that moves in a car is going to increase. And once the price of oil and once the price of gas and diesel go up,
You listening?
everything else. So anybody who feel that it's not going to affect them,
Yep.
or that the companies that closing down because Petrotrin workers don't have money anymore, that it's not going to have a domino effect where they're working. Let them wait and see.
You listening? Trinidad and Tobago, you hear? All you sure? The mic on this thing working? I want to make sure the mic working. Philly, it just flip over on you there. You know.
What did he do?
I am laughing at you in the back.
Sorry. But I had to touch the mic. I have to make sure the mic working.
Tony, don't touch it again. This is not for you.
But really, Trinidad. Listen, all the joke aside, and it's no joke. This is real. This is our future. It's our children's future. It's our children's future.
Yep.
We are not looking at one administration or two or three.
Oh,
We're looking at
We've
50
never had a good government.
plus years,
We've never had a good
100
government.
plus years down the road of systematic goals for our nation to acquire and achieve in order to bring betterment for the population. All who vote for we, who ain't vote for we, who ain't vote at all. As long as he's born
Right,
Trinidadian.
so
That's
all
right.
about-
That's right. Tell them. Because people for some reason feel like we's jokers, you know. We on games now. We just looking to show and papi show, and we looking for maybe a
No,
walk.
because that's what was taught to them. They taught to consider, because Trinidadians have never seen anything like an honest politician. So they think that every politician that come to talk to them is another bullshit artist, is another stunter, is another tool of the 1% or some financer or friend or family looking to come and get money.
Yeah, but, hear what, I is not no politician. Let me make that clear, right? So anybody who feel like I is a politician, I am not a politician. I am a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago. And I have seen a direction that this country is going. I've gotten an opportunity, thanks to Mr. Alexander, being able to have belly enough to say it as it is, one, to have belly enough to create a political vehicle that is powered, funded, and the strength is by the people, not no 1%, no spin-off from no UNC or spin-off from PNM or whoever from the
Genuine
party.
article.
Listen, this is real. This is the most organic
And anytime
party.
they think that their party could stand toe-to-toe with us, pick the member and pick the member on our side, let them debate.
Boy,
Call for that debate.
you don't even have to talk that talk, Philip. You know,
This guy who came last week Saturday, he wanted to debate with Rowley. I want to send him to debate.
but you see, again, these are things that wouldn't happen. These are things that wouldn't happen simply because the people who are in office from the day the Queen walked off the shores to present day know exactly what they've been doing being in that office. They know what their own personal agenda was.
Neo-colonialism destroyed Trinidad and Tobago, you're damn right.
Yeah.
When they lowered the Union Jack and they raised the red, white and black, nothing else changed.
Correct.
All we changed is the color of massa.
Yeah.
The fact that Trinidadians were stuck, it took a black power movement for black people in this country to get jobs in the bank. It took McCandle Dagger and Jack. It took them, people like them. Trinidadians forget that we had to march against Eric Williams and the PNM.
Yeah. Trinidad.
It ain't now we marching.
I don't know about Philip, but for me, I, Anthony the Fool, looking out for all you tomorrow. I personally, for me, understand what I'm saying? I've seen all the thumbs up and all the hearts and all this good stuff. Yeah, but to show me how much love you all really have, and I don't even want you to have love for me, have love for country, have love for country, have love for the future, for your children, to see a level of security. We all want to run away to America and England and all these places.
We could have better than America here.
That is what we're saying.
We could have first world developed systems in this country better than anywhere else in the world. Trinidad and Tobago could have the highest standard of living available on planet Earth. We could have that if we wanted.
That's right. Only if we, the people, want it.
Felicia had posted something on Facebook the other day, and she had said that that what is standing between us and the country we want
is us.
Yes,
well us.
Said. That was the most
But you know, come on, everybody knows that. Everybody knows that the reason that the country is in the state it is in is because of the people. I was listening to somebody's live the other day and he said, stop blaming other people. It is you, the people.
I was complaining once and I say, all this traffic, the person tell me, you are not in traffic. You are traffic. And it's only going to realize it.
Every car thinks that they're in traffic.
That's right. And it's us, the people, that have to now
Janice,
stand up and say something.
Do you think that we ever really could get past the entrenched racism, cultism, tribalism that keeps people separated and in their section? That you think we could ever really get people to stand up for country first and see what they're entitled to, that the nonsense they're getting in exchange for racist voting is pure bullshit and they could have so much more? You think we could ever really get people to get past those entrenched biases and prejudices and stand together as one?
Yes,
people?
I do. And I'll tell you why. Because we have, I think it's a little over 400,000 people, which includes the young people who are now able to vote.
Who never vote.
Who have never voted, but they have now crossed that age, and it will entitle them to vote, right? And as well as some of the millennium people. I believe in the people.
At least 50% of the people do not vote at all.
Right, and those are the people that have to come out and vote and make a stand. I believe in the people of Trinidad and Tobago. That is why I'm still here. That is why I have not packed up and said, look, you see me, I'm out of here.
What country you just came back?
Canada. I just came back from Canada. And let me tell you, Canada is nice. And I didn't go to Toronto. I went to Oshawa. And that is like similar to Trinidad. The weather is as though we brought the hot weather with us when we arrived in Canada. Because I didn't have to put on all my coats and my jumpers that I took up with me just in case. I can't really cool. But it is a nice place. And, I don't want to have to leave here because let me tell you something. If push comes to shove and we get to like Venezuela, I'm not sticking around. I am going to stay as long as I can to make sure that people wake up and smell the coffee, because prices are going to get so high. I'm not going to be able to buy chicken anymore just now in the supermarket because it will just be too high and I'm going to have to start watching my pennies. So And I believe in the people. I really, really believe in the Trinidad and Tobago people. I do. Because you know why? A lot of us have traveled abroad. We have all experienced what it is like outside there. And we are just a tiny little dot in the ocean. Why are we making this so difficult? Why? We are just a dot.
This
And
country is so
we
easy
could be
to
so
manage.
first world.
No, but
And you're
no,
right, easy to
But
manage.
because the mayor of New York City has 8.5 million people to deal with, him alone. He's the mayor. We have Senate, Parliament, government, cabinet, local government, president. We have so many people getting paid to run this little country with 1.4 million
Yeah.
people. The mayor of New York City deals with 65,000 police officers. Here we have 5,
Yeah.
and we can't get that to fix.
Yeah.
We couldn't run this country. 500 people were murdered in Trinidad last year. 291 were murdered in New York City. And in New York City, it is so hard for them to accept that they're having all kind of meetings.
I did a little test when I went there. I went to a particular college in Oshawa. And while walking through the halls of the college, I saw that they had coaching services. So I stopped and I said, tell me about your coaching services.
I'm going to lose
And
Janice
I
to Canada.
said,
Janice,
Janice,
I will follow you. I will follow you and bring you back.
look, we are not losing Janice to Canada, okay? Watch yourself, a woman.
We
I'm
will-
threatening you on the line.
We will follow you.
Watch your
no,
damn
it was
Shuttle
just
you.
a test. It was
We
just
will
a test.
shuttle you.
Hold on.
There's no
It
one to
was
spot
just
I
a
will shackle
test.
you, I tell you.
Right? And the woman's and a really nice office where they have certified coaches because it's a huge campus. And they were saying to me, you know, we have certified coaches and we really do need them for our students. And I said, well, you know, I'm certified. I'm also accredited with the ICF of the USA. So what opportunities do you all have? So the woman looked at me and smiled. She said, you know, keep checking our website. So I said, you think you would hire me? Would you all be willing to organize a work permit for me? And she says, we have done it in the past. So you just keep checking
See,
our
that's how they
website.
work, you know.
Well, of
Once
course.
they recognize people with some kind of ability.
Yeah, it's only
Once-
Trinidad that don't recognize
Oh,
the
that's
talent
what I'm
that
telling
we
you.
have
Some
here.
Chinese Canada to pick apple.
I ain't going to pick no apple. I'm telling you that, no. I'm going to be working on a good job.
But you know, we get it late now. We have to be here early in the morning again.
What
for
time
this.
is it?
It's 10 o'clock.
10:04.
So let's last
Let's
words.
wrap up.
Yeah,
Yes.
Felicia, take it now.
Well, folks,
Call
all
them
the
out.
likes, the loves, the hearts, the thumbs up, 290. How many people now? I saw a maximum of 350 something people. Let's put aside our overseas peppers. I'm counting on at least 200 of y'all being here at 19 Stanmore Avenue in the morning, 10 a.m. Be here.
Just from this
We have-
live on top of the 5,000 people who
Bring
come in.
Tony, bring the little, the 99%. I want to show them some of the flyers, the posters that we have for tomorrow. Anil Prasad, thank you very much for
And the
these.
double
These are,
sided,
oh gosh, you wouldn't see it, but it's saying we the 99% say fire yourself, and we're going to be walking with this in the morning, a very peaceful walk, going to the Prime Minister's office, and I want to see my people out there. I say my people because our voices count. Ours, yours, mine. Just like what Philip said, the people sitting down in traffic saying, "What is this traffic?" We are the traffic. We are the change. We are the change that Trinidad and Tobago needs. Like I said, the only thing between us and a better country is us. So I'm
Correct.
looking out for y'all tomorrow. Very excited to see and meet some of the people who have expressed their interest in the party but have not made it down to 19 Stanmore Avenue.
Tomorrow is your time.
Tomorrow is your time, and I do want to also promote our RUCA meeting. People, the process, not the protest. This walk has kind of taken up our time and attention. But on Saturday at 6 p.m. at the Pavilion Cottage meeting in Aruca, it's Five Rivers Junction, next to the police station by the Pavilion. There, those we fresh from the walk tomorrow. On Saturday, we're going to be there spreading the word in Aruca. So join us if you can. Thank you very much for your time tonight. This was really fun. We have to do this once a month, Philip.
I think so. We could
I
come in here.
hijacking your live once a month
Yeah,
because this is too fun.
This was a lot of fun, and we could.
What I would like to say is, and the post is correct, 99% of us We are the majority. Why is it we are not taking on that, acknowledging that
Our
fact?
responsibility.
That's right. It's 99% of us. So, we need to really get on and do something, right? And hopefully tomorrow we will see all of you coming in here, walking the streets to the PM's office.
What they can
and
wear, they
saying
can
what
wear orange, wear red, white, and black. Wear any
Red,
one,
white,
but
and black. Wear
Yes.
anything. Just be there tomorrow. Don't
Correct.
let your voice go
Correct.
unheard, people. Do
Correct.
not. You don't want to
gotta
be
get up and
looking
say
back
something.
in the next 10, 15 years and saying, oh gosh,
I
I
should
wish
have,
I
I
had.
wish I should have,
That is what the
yes.
people in Venezuela are thinking right now.
where,
Why didn't
where
we?
were you when the country
Correct.
was
Yeah, where were you?
Correct.
Tony, say a piece out.
Say peace.
Woi, Trinidad. Again, like everyone said, we're looking out for you tomorrow, 10 a.m., 19 Sanmo Avenue. Come down, support country. We need to make a stand. We need to let our voices be heard. And at the end of the day, the strength that we have, we get from you, the people. And we need that support in order to forge ourselves forward and to find ourselves having a better country. All right? So this is not a one-man show. It's a collective effort. And the collection of people needs to be the nation as a whole, all citizens. So that's it right there. Tomorrow. Ow!
Well, boy, I can't remember the last time I was on a panel with our entire front line. The only person we missing is Richard Blaze. And I don't know where he gone and what he got caught up with tonight.
Richard gave us the ghost.
He hit us a ghost tonight. But that's cool because, as you see, we're working on it. And I'd like to thank all the behind-the-scenes peppers, the people who do all the work and get so much done. And every time I think to call names, I worry that I forget names. And that bothers me because this party is built on the shoulders of giants. And I mean, you hear my voice and you see us, but there are so many people involved in building this, the fastest growing, strongest, best developed political party in this country's history. We're not even in government and we are arranging jobs for people. We've been getting jobs for people as our PEPS jobs programs. We don't advertise that anymore. But if you're unemployed or underemployed, every Saturday we have a meeting here at Stanmore Avenue. Come down and sign up because if we could find you a job, and keep watching the walls because plenty companies come to us and ask us, we don't charge them, we don't charge you. This is just a public service from the Progressive Empowerment Party because it is the function of government. And if we're a shadow government, we want to show you that government's role and responsibility to the people is their well-being. And one of those things is a job. Everybody need a job. Your first step is get a good job, get a career, own your home, get married, make some children, and live your life. Everybody in Trinidad and Tobago just want to like themselves, you know. It is difficult in this country because of how badly mismanaged it's been. All of the members have been calling you down tomorrow, 10 o'clock. Get here as early as you could. Represent. If you're in Orange, loving you for that. But this is not just a pep march. This is everybody. This is everybody. Felicia said 3 times tonight, it is a peaceful march, walk, protest. We are going to tell the Prime Minister, look, let's be honest. You apply for a job and you can't do it. There's no shame in saying the Peters Principle happened there. You were promoted to the point of maximum inefficiency. You cannot do the job. You're surrounded by people less intelligent than you. So look where we are. And look where we're going. You've arrived at a point where you don't know how to manage Petrotrin. So instead of saying that, you're looking to shut it down. That is not...
You know what is interesting? Somebody had indicated that this whole thing with Venezuela, that the U.S. is supposed to place some sanctions on Venezuela. So what are we doing inside of there, signing agreements with Venezuela if there are sanctions against Venezuela?
Playing the fool.
I mean,
because
come on.
we could end up on that executive order too. We could end up in that, and you're very right for raising that point. I spoke about that 2 days ago. And
just quietly disappear.
No, but you can't because the reason they couldn't give you the information about the Dragons Field deal is because to make the deal happen, Shell Pipeline have to bring Venezuelan gas to Trinidad. But Shell is an American company, and that will cause a problem. They will end up facing the penalty of the sanctions. Correct. And Trinidad and Tobago, if the United States, and the United States is a clumsy country under Donald Trump, they will expand that executive order to include Trinidad and Tobago in a heartbeat. And if we never knew suffering before, we will learn it. Anyway, Kenneth Luke, head of the advisory council, Maya Khan, who takes care of all of our, and I want you all to think while I'm talking, remember the people behind the scenes. Anil Prasad, who today, Kendall Baggy, who jump out himself and design. Akil Kamps, who say, well, if you're designing it, I bring in the sticks for it. I mean, these people, the teams that make this party happen. Shari Wilson, Michelle Davis, Missy Chin, who coordinated and setting up our party build out. Tony and his crew who working on the membership. Felicia Satish Ramsaran and their team that's managing the finance of the party. We have Richard Blaze, Sean Sunarine coordinating the chairmanship and making sure the ship sails properly. We have, right now, I wish I could call 70 names for you right now that are instrumental to the operation of this party, and to all of you who are standing there who wanting to know Carla Jean. I mean, the entire advisory council, Helen, all the people on the advisory and Anne-Marie Dulal. Our team, this Progressive Empowerment Party, is probably the best setup, the best organized group of people in this country. And we want to remind you something. This is now our theme song, and even though other political parties try to steal it, every time you hear it, think PEP.
Boom, boom, boom.
And for some reason, we're not playing.
Wow, DJ.
DJ.
See what going on with your speaker?
Okay, Harris, let's see.
See, my sister. Look at this.
Say bye.
Hi, everybody.
Oh, you're hearing the audio still?
Your vote will decide
Slowing it down.
our destiny. Your vote will decide what you want to be. Your vote can foretell
Our country's fate. Use it well before it's too late.
if it is that who you voting.
What do y'all do when y'all hear the song playing at
When you
night?
I show listen. That's what happened. Like an old man.
To be your people are.
This is our beat. This is our beat.
If it is the time is now that
Change must come about. Just as you who vote them in.
vote them out. Register and vote them out. If they don't see, vote them out. Say your finger and vote them out. Show them no mercy, vote them out. Vote them out with total fraud and utter disdain. Let's put our country together again. Vote them out of power to be then your reign.
Because I know this song, you know. Because you know, I don't know what song, you know.
Well, we can't do the whole song tonight as normal because I mean we really run over time, and we need to say thank you to everybody and all of our overseas peppers who do so much. I want to send a special hug and a big kiss to Ali G. Darling, we're going to continue to flirt. I tell you, I will get on a plane and come to New York City and bring you back myself. To all of our overseas peppers and to all of you who work so hard. I mean, there are so many of you. Kezia Rampal, Carla Jean. Who's running the Florida team now? You know, call them out. Give them all the Bly.
Sal's, Peter, Lucky, all of these people. Gosh, you see, I don't like to start calling names.
Anthony and
Joe.
Joan Sinanan. You all do so much work for this party that I mean, there really is. Listen, Trinidad and Tobago. What we're building here, what is happening here, is what should have been done since 1962. A real political organization built for the people, from the people. That's never been done. It is accepted nationally that we've never had a real government in Trinidad and Tobago, especially one that is built on policies that are for the people. Somebody called me from the media today and asked me, if you could describe the Progressive Empowerment Party in one sentence, what would it be? Rebuild the country by rebuilding the family. That's all our policies. All our policies are about the home, about the individual, making sure that we right-size all of our people, so that from River Estate to Goodwood to Enterprise and Bacadere, Palatuvie, everywhere, once you are Trinidadian and Tobagonian, you get a chance at a better life. Hope and opportunity is what we talk about. So,
I think we need to, before we go, Philip, I would like for you to also reiterate the fact that we're going after the corruption.
Absolutely.
That
Trinidadians need to know.
is something that has to
No,
be
no,
done.
because they know that. I mean, I hear them say, and people tell me, temper that down. But Trinidadians know, given the chance at government, that would be my job. My job, and I want that bad. I want to show you the people who took advantage of this country, who breached your trust, who betrayed you, who came into your house, came into your bedroom and took advantage of you. I want to show you that. I want to show you where our money went. I want to show you all those $60 billion budgets, how $40 billion out of it was theft. I want to show you what the special purpose companies and a lot of the companies in the Chamber of Commerce. Today I got some information about a company that we are putting on blast, and I was told I can't share it yet, but next week, and I want you all to remember that I'm telling you now, next week we will show you how devious some of these companies are trying to bypass rules and regulations and proper functions. But anyway, we are going to be at 19 Stanmore Avenue from about 9 o'clock in the morning. We started the gather from 10. If you want to help and assist, if you want to be part of the water team, anybody outside there who has any experience in nursing or medical, you want to walk with your first aid kit, we're going to have some follow vehicles. You could be in the follow vehicles. We're going to have water cars so that people could get, I mean, it's only a 15-minute walk, but hot sun and dehydration, you got to prepare for everything. If you want to come and be a part of, hold a flag. If you want to come and hold one of the PEP banners, come and be a part of what we're doing. Come and tell Trinidad and Tobago that we, the people, we understand our role and our responsibility to this democracy, that we love our country, that we don't want to leave Trinidad and Tobago. We just want it better because we deserve better. If that is you and that is what you want, join us tomorrow, 10 a.m., 19 Stanmore Avenue. Stay safe, Trinidad and Tobago.